Hey, my name is James Nicholson and welcome to my YouTube channel. Another major lender has increased rates, unfortunately, over the weekend. In fact, there's more lenders doing this than rates are dropping at the moment. I'm going to tell you in this video why mortgage rates have gone up, even though the Bank of England and the Federal Reserve has cut rates. What you can do to protect yourself, because maybe right now you're looking to consider a remortgage or refinance of some sort at the moment. And it's important that you get yourself sorted so you can protect yourself from future rate rises. I'll talk about the possibility of other lenders putting rates up as well, and much, much more. So if you're new around here and you haven't done already, do subscribe to the channel over there and hit that bell notification. We've got new content every single day on mortgage rates, house prices, property investing, and much, much more. So do subscribe. And while you're here, smash like, tickle like, do something to that like button. That really, really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and that's what's helping the channel grow so far. So thanks to everyone that does that. So last week we were talking about rates going down. I know some people comment on my videos by just reading the titles. They'll say, well, you said rates have gone down last week. And that's right. Central bank rates did go down last week. We had the Federal Reserve that dropped 0.25, and we had the Bank of England that did the same, that also dropped 0.25. And there's still a chance, even though we're nearly at the end of the year, that they'll both do it again in the December meetings. That is a possibility. So why are rates going up? Mortgage rates, why are they going up? Well, the problem that we've got is that the market didn't really react particularly well to Labour's budget. That wasn't great, and they are not massively keen on the government borrowing lots of money. And you've also got some uncertainty still in America. Obviously, Trump has won the election now, and the markets want to see what happens if he does put all these tariffs on that he says. Is that going to cause inflation to come roaring back? And I did a video over the weekend, which is quite interesting, where I talk about the dynamic between the chair of the Federal Reserve and Donald Trump. Donald Trump has said that he should resign or he's going to get fired. The chairman of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, said he's not going anywhere. That could be difficult for the markets to accept. You want a smooth transition. You want things to go smoothly, and they could be up for a big clash at some point. So that's something to keep an eye on. So because of that, the rates that the banks that we borrow from, so we borrow from people like HSBC, NatWest, they borrow from bigger banks, and they borrow on something called the SONIA swap rate. That's gone up. It went up just before Labour's budget, and it is sticking there. It's not moving down at the moment. And so we know, because of that going up, it's now more expensive for NatWest, for Santander, for all of these lenders to borrow money, and they're obviously going to pass it on to us. So last week we had TSB, Virgin Money, and Clydesdale Building Society that put their rates up. NatWest, I think, also did the same, and more are likely to do that. So who are we talking about today? Santander. I think a lot of you borrow with Santander, because whenever I talk about rates going up or down, somebody always asks, literally every video someone asks, what about Santander? So that gives me the impression that quite a lot of you borrow with Santander. Now they're putting up their rates, and it's not by an insignificant amount. I think this is quite a big hike. So anyone looking to remortgage with them, they are putting all of their remortgage rates up by 0.29%. That's a fair bit. That is a fair bit. I'm going to give you a strategy on how you can protect yourself from these, because you could see more. They're also picking up their loans, personal loans, as well. They're going up by 0.2%, which is not great. So new build mortgages as well, they are going up. And these have gone up by 0.26. It gets worse. Buy-to-lets. So landlords are getting hammered in lots of different places. Santander are also hitting them hard here, and the buy-to-lets are going up by the most. So buy-to-let mortgages with them are going up, and this is for new deals and remortgages. So these are remortgages of residential, but if you did a buy-to-let remortgage, it's going up by 0.31%. That's a lot. And this week, I fully expect other lenders to actually increase their mortgage rates again. I think some of them will probably bundle it together so they don't get such bad publicity. Santander's gone out on their own today to do this. It's not great headlines, is it, when you're putting rates up? And so what can we do to protect ourselves? Well, look, if you're going to be refinancing, remortgaging a property because your deal comes to an end, then what I would suggest that you do, and I've talked about this for months, and I know hundreds of you have done this, so please do share this information with people. Maybe click the share button on this video and say, watch this guy, listen to what he's saying about remortgaging here. So what I'm saying is that if you've got a deal that expires in the next 6 months from now, my recommendation is that you fix a rate today, you go to the lender, you fix a rate today, and that's then your worst case scenario, right? So if rates continue to go up, let's just say you've got a nationwide mortgage and they put the rate up next week, well, you fixed today. You can do that quite quickly with a broker, or if you're already with that lender, you can actually refinance with them, maybe for a mortgage portal. So you fix the rate today, but your new deal doesn't start until your old deal expires. So that could be 1 month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months, 4 months, all the way out to 6 months from now. Now, let's just say the world massively changes in that time. The UK goes into a big recession, mortgage rates, Bank of England keeps dropping their rates, and this swap rate stuff starts to drop and the rate comes down. And let's say you got a rate today that was 5%. Then in 2 months from now, the rates were 4%. You were like, I should have waited. Well, because you haven't started that new deal yet, you can swap onto that newer rate. You need to check up front that this lender that you go with will allow you. Nearly 99% of them do. There could be a small admin fee because there is a little change, but most don't charge you anything, and it's a very simple process. Your broker can sort this for you, or you can sort this with one conversation. This is the smart thing to do. This will protect you and give you the best rate that you could possibly get, and that also protects you if rates go up, because lenders are increasing their rates. You're not going to be hit by that. You've locked in at that lower rate. So if inflation comes roaring back and the Bank of England start putting rates up, or this swap rate continues to rise and your lender puts the rate up, you won't get that higher rate. You've locked in at that lower deal. But if the markets change and rates go down, you can swap on to that better rate. That is really, really the smart way to do that in a volatile market like today. Look, you might get a video from me next week and all this has changed and I say mortgage rates are down. That could happen. But right now, there is uncertainty. The swap rate is higher. Lenders are increasing rates and they're likely to do that for the next few months. Now, longer term, the expectation is that this time next year, that the Bank of England base rate will be around 2.75% and you could get a mortgage rate at 2.5%. But that's based off the fact that inflation stays low, maybe unemployment increases, which isn't great anyway. And so that is the scenario that could happen, but that's a long way out. Between now and Easter, rates are going to be volatile and potentially even could go up a little bit more. And then at the summertime, they'll start to come down again, is what lots of people are expecting. So what do you think about this Santander thing? They were in the news last week as well, because the tracker rate dropped and they said they're not going to pass it along for 6 to 7 weeks when everyone else was doing it immediately, and they got some bad publicity for that. So do let me know your thoughts, questions and opinions. Have you seen any other lenders increasing rates that I've missed? Do smash like, do subscribe, share this video. It's got some great information on getting the best rate. And check out all the other content on my channel, including this video right here.